Hello, fellow armchair Imagineers. It's your podcasting compatriot, Tiki, here,
And
along with.
BlueDragonFive.
And Jacob Wile, too.
And together, we are the Big Podcast 3, here to
Da-da-da.
cover Big Hero 6.
The series.
All right, I really like that intro, guys. I think we got a good thing going on with that. All right, so that's right, folks. We are the Big Podcast 3. No other group in the internet can take that title from us because we've taken it, right?
Yes.
Have pride in it. Have pride in it. Bask in it.
Yay.
All right. So, folks, we're here to talk about another pairing of episodes. These episodes aired, I believe, Saturday or Sunday? Sunday. Okay. Thank you, Dragon. So we're talking about Fred's Bro-Tillion and Food Fight, which are Fred-centric episodes and Aunt Cass-centric episodes.
Yes.
I gotta say, this is definitely a step up.
Didn't I say it would be? I said it would be, and what did I tell you?
Yeah, you definitely said they'd be more steps in the right direction. I think you're absolutely right, Jacob. I do feel these two episodes. I think Fred's Bro-Tillion, just to kind of jump into that one. I think it's definitely we're getting better as we go along, and particularly with the world building. I think that's what we really get with Bro-Tillion here. And I think the next episode's even better. But I just like that again. So far, we're taking even we're kind of taking baby steps.
The next episode is a really good character piece, but episode that's kind of what I've noticed with the pairings of episodes is, even though the last pairing was weaker, we still got, the first episode was more kind of like world building and building on the superhero genre. And then the second episode was more of a character piece. And this is what we get here, but both episodes are significantly better.
Certainly.
So far, I honestly think the next episode is honestly the best one so far.
I would agree.
I would agree to that, yeah.
Again, we're all in unison on that one, yes.
I mean, I don't know. I'd have to rewatch the first episode again, but of the four outside
for me, it's hard for me to even count Baymax Returns just because it's like, is it a movie? Is it a pilot? Is it like a multi-part episode? What is it?
but like I said, outside of that, and I would definitely say so far, Food Fight is probably the best one so far.
Yep, I'm pretty unanimous with that too.
All right, so getting back to Fred's Bro-Tillion.
So Fred's Bro-Tillion, it definitely develops Fred's world. I like, we get to meet his mother.
Nicole Sullivan, no less.
I'm not sure about that, Jacob.
No, I mean, that's who voices her.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I could do a fact check on that if you guys give me a second.
All right. But yeah, let's speaking of Miss. By the way, I love the fact that Fred's full name is Fredrickson, and of course that means his father. And we know who plays his father is Mr. Fredrickson, much like another beloved Disney character. Well, Disney Pixar character, more accurately.
Frederick Fredrickson the Fourth,
which is just perfect. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Hey, let's see. So speaking of his mother, I love his mother is kind of this grounded and likable character. She's just trying to make a good impression for her son, and we have the one element of the episode. I like the episode. Again, it's a step in the right direction. There are two pet peeves of the episode for me. One is the Binky. The Binky of it all is kind of a hard sell for me. It's not bad. It's just
I do really love the running gag of like, Binky, come back!
Wait.
Yeah, Binky, wait!
I love the payoff of Binky where like Baymax hugs her. I love that as well.
Like, your stress level is rising. I suggest a hug.
Yeah. I mean that's funny. It's just I think why are we trying to impress this snooty lady? I mean Fred's mom doesn't really seem usually like she should be bothered by that, but I don't know. It's a little logic thing. It's fine.
I'm still so glad they got answered back for Baymax.
Of course, I mean you have to without him as Baymax. I'm not sure. Again, they have to get a really good sound alike. Aside from that, probably wouldn't play as well.
Yep.
So, big reveal.
Okay,
We now
it's not Nicole Sullivan, it's Susan Sullivan.
know it.
Oh, Sue. It is?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to call you out, but just fact checking there.
Huh.
I'm sorry about it, Jake, but you're talking about Nicole Sullivan. I like to think I know something about Nicole Sullivan. I adore her. She's Mira Nova from Buzz Lightyear's Dark Man. I know that voice, and that was not Nicole Sullivan.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, that just sound similar, I guess.
No problem. So, awesome boss. Let's discuss.
Boss awesome.
Oh, sorry. Yes, boss awesome. Sorry, yes. So
Which,
awesome.
honestly, I think that reversal in the naming makes it even more awesome. It was the 70s, guys.
Even Fred doesn't really think it's
Okay,
that
so yes, Stan Lee being in this series is it's surreal. I love to see an actual scene with him interacting with all the characters. That's just wonderful. I might be fanboying out about it, and it's like an easy get. You know what I mean? It's an easy to please thing for you. But gosh darn it, just having Stan Lee in this show is just it's great.
What's an undersell? Really cool thing about him here is he has a really good. It's not just the fact that it's Stan Lee; it's the fact that he has a really well conceived character here, where he's kind of this. He has a neat costume, like really showcases the mustache. It basically looks like Stan Lee in his younger years with a mustache. And he's basically this hero of kind of the late 60s, early 70s. I know specifically 72, but I'm just saying I think his whole gimmick is that he's a hero of the early years. And I love that, he and his arch villain are very much kind of like pictures of an older era. So I love that. So
Baron von Steamer.
I love Baron von Steamer, and Jeff Bennett does an excellent job. Voice there, and I love that. My favorite. This is my favorite. This is the main scene that they teased at Comic-Con or D23, one of the two. I think it was D23, where they showed the Big Hero 6 clip for the show, and they showed the scene where Baymax and Hero are going in the subway, and they happen upon like his booby trap with the train. And I love the concept of a steampunk technology-based villain, and it's a great design. It's such a perfect kind of match for the Big Hero 6 because these are kids on the cutting edge of technology versus something of a bygone era that's still high tech but has this really old kind of beyond retro design, I guess, with the whole steampunk of it all.
Okay, what do you guys think of the machine that Fred hypes up? The one that like scans for people.
I think it's in the next episode, Tiki.
Oh, are you sure?
You talking
Yeah,
about
you're talking about the one with the punch cards?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the next episode.
Oh, okay, okay. Just let's not skip over that. That was a lot.
All right, believe me, we're going to bring it up. Man, I love my technology. We're going to bring that up. Let's see. So again, I'm loving the world building with like the universe. Like we didn't just write off. We didn't just forget the fact that Fred's dad was a superhero, and we explored that and the fact that he had his own arch enemy, and it's kind of the older generation influence, seeing how the new generation of heroes fares against the older, more classic and traditional era of superheroes and villains. So that's neat.
It'd be kind of interesting if they have more villains than just Baron von Steamer.
Yeah, and Von Steamer, I love he's this funny. You get a lot of funny old man comedy with Baron Von Steamer, like mistaking Wasabi for Fred, just the hilarious out of left field gag.
By the way, I hate to say it, but the continuing trend of Wasabi being the most useless one, I think, continues to be true.
I think we fix him in the next episode, but yeah, unfortunately, Wasabi he has some good lines. There's one line he has that really doesn't fly for me.
Well, that's just kind of the thing with Wasabi, though. He's just kind of like a good line machine. You know what I mean? He's not a lot more than that.
He's more useful in the next episode. Well, he's a little more. Again, we fix him not just with lines. We think we give him a little more to do in the next episode. But unfortunately, Tiki, you're absolutely right that we have this equation that it's not a problem for me, but I understand the criticism, Tiki, where there's a balance of how many people we can focus on in an episode, where in the next episode, like Go-Go and Honey Lemon are barely in it. I mean, they're in it, but they don't even have any, they practically don't have any lines. Like they're mentioned, they don't really do anything. However, here, they do get some good bits, so they have a great back and forth.
But that being said, it kind of speaks to my theory for the show that we already got an episode that was specifically Go-Go and Honey Lemon, so...
Yeah, exactly. So I don't. Again, I think it's like kind of a you kind of take the good with the bad. Where yeah, we're not going to focus on everybody. Everybody will get an episode, kind of like a Justice League Unlimited situation, where everybody will, people will be showcased, and that's just how we'll kind of balance that thing out.
Mhm.
See. So he has some really great Baymax lines, by the way. So aside from the whole hugging gag with Binky, which is great, I do love the rhinoplasty gag where Baymax as the server, he notices, oh, the rhinoplasty seems to have healed. You said no one's gonna notice. This is a ridiculous gag. It's like again, this felt like kind of like old school Kim Possible type stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kind of funny how these guys are getting back into the superhero genre.
Yeah. Of course, Honey and Lemon, she had a really funny running gag in this episode with the with naming the hors d'oeuvres.
Rodrigo.
It's so silly yet hilarious. Again, it has no business working, but it does, and it's just again Genesis Rodriguez. She sells it and just sells like the horror and like the heartbreak, and it boils down to the beginning of the gag where Go-Go warns her not to get attached to the hors d'oeuvres, and the minute someone takes a bite there, you see her shell shock, and Go-Go says, "I told you so."
Rest in peace, Parker.
It's great. Let's see. Any big things you guys want to highlight before I have like one last thing to mention?
Honestly, unless we want to kind of get into any more detail about the real building, I think we're good to go.
I guess then I want to mention that I love
Sure.
So I love the train track again. So specifically, I love the train track save, and that was like one of the big things I was waiting for in the series, just seeing Baymax like lift the train tracks into the, the kind of save hero and kind of get the avoid the death trap at all. So I was waiting for that scene. I got to finally see it realized here with all the Baron Von.
I just wonder what kind of structural damage that did above ground.
Oh sure, but it's like subterranean, and I think it's part of his lair, so they're fine. But again, we had a lot of neat stuff that worked here, like 2 bits, and then one that'll definitely transition us here. I mean, the Ironwork setting is great. So we had a lot of great setting, a lot of great development in the world building, as mentioned. Baymax dancing Baymax is cute. I don't care what anyone says. Just him like doing the Bat 2C. Adorable, and the big one. So again, while that one wasabi line, like the only negative thing I have against the episode is that wasabi line. To be quite frank, just the whole like, I may have wet myself. It's like it's kind of a cheap joke. We don't need that here. I love Aunt Cass catering, and I love how that worked out for it's like steady business for us. I think it's worked out for Aunt Cass, and we're seeing her as a competent character, which of course, wonderfully leads into our next episode.
Fight!
Oh my god, this is my favorite
title in animation. God damn it, we're gonna redeem that title. We're gonna take that title back.
We're taking it back.
All right. So this is a fantastic character piece.
Oh heck yeah!
All right, the end. All right, let's go home. See you later, folks.
Okay, come on. Seriously,
really, I feel like that's pretty much all that needs to be said. It's like this is just a really, really good character-centric episode for Aunt Cass. It's just it really goes out of its way to develop her.
It does. She's given a chance to spread her wings.
I like how it's basically like her version of Hero's origin story.
It is, and it's basically what if Hero's origin story just didn't leave beyond the bot fighting of it all. It's kind of like what if we stayed in the beginning of it, and it's kind of what it starts off like Hero's origin story, but it has a lot of fun kind of subversions. And with those subversions, I love that we take the typical. We start the story in a way I thought like, okay, well it's fun. We're gonna have Aunt Cass in the lead here, but we're gonna be doing kind of a typical story, and we don't do that at all. Where it seems like it's gonna be a typical secret identity like. She's she's tailing Hero. She's gonna find out what's going on, and maybe she'll approve. Maybe she won't. Maybe they have to get her off the trail. Who knows? And of course, just completely takes a big, wonderful left turn. And nope, she gets involved in underground competitive.
By the way, Dragon. By the way, that kind of speaks to the thing that we were complimenting the last couple episodes for, which was taking a tropey type story and then doing a complete 180 on it.
Absolutely, and if they keep this up, I mean, again, these last 2 episodes, I mean, this this and Fred's Bro-Tillion so far, the quality has definitely been going up. So I mean, I'm so far I'm more and more sold in the show as we're getting into it. So with so I love by the way, a big reason I love this episode too is I love the Ant Cast stuff, and I think we all are news and we like the Ant Cast characters. So this is definitely a good. Maya Rudolph, she shined as Ant Cast, having good things happen to her this episode. And my favorite element though is that I love the villain, Momokasi.
Oh, the villain was great.
I love that opening moment with Craig, where she prepares like that really, really delicious looking sushi. Like, I don't know if you guys are sushi guys. I'm a sushi guy. And she prepares that really, really elegant sushi, and Cray just like dips it in all kinds of soy sauce, and you can just see the pain in her face in every dip. Just like, no, my masterpiece is being ruined.
So, from what I understand,
admittedly, Craig does raise a good point. Like, you should be able to eat your food how you want.
True, but the fact that, again, like she says, she tries to spare him from an unsatisfying dining experience. So Momokasi, from what I understand,
Dragon.
I'm sorry.
I said pleasantries. She knows she's going to have to paralyze him.
I mean, the fact that she has the mark
she wants him to have a really good meal.
Certainly, and that's the thing. Even though she's giving people like poisonous dishes, like they're saying there should be serviceable before they poison them.
And even evil has standards, I guess.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the thing I love about her. I love that very much like the best of villains or the best kind of anti-heroes. They're people that are passionate about their work. And Omakase here, Omakase, she's based on the I believe the Japanese word omakase, which basically means the chef has autonomy, as in the chef makes the decisions on what you eat. So I believe that's what the omakase.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's it's basically taking that and kind of mixing it with kind of it's like a great take on a villain for hire, but one you can have on a kid's show. And I love that idea. I love it's a good villain plot, pure and simple too. So again, we had issues with we're kind of setting up Okabe. Jacob, what's the name of our big bad guys at?
I think it's like Ogabe or Okabe or something along those lines.
Yeah, Okabe. But I don't know. I keep thinking it's.
I'm pretty sure it's Okabe.
It's one of the Okabe. Let's just for the time being, we'll call him Okabe. They really haven't called him by name yet. It's just like we've been looking that name up. We've been translating it. So
yeah, right. That kind of is the problem.
The point is, so while we've been having issues with them just kind of building up this guy, here was this is
Obake, I think.
Obake, yeah, I think that's Obake. So Obake, I love that we're building him up in a way that we really should. A less clunky, more like, oh, we're setting stuff up. This is like, okay, this is kind of factoring into a grander plot where Yama working for Obake. Anyway, working for him, he's stealing this anti-gravity component for a device for him. And again, the whole anti-gravity thing, we see it in use here, so we're setting up how this thing works, and again, how if this fell into the wrong hands, some bad stuff would go down. So again, we're building our villain plot in a way that makes sense and doesn't leave us unsatisfied. It's not a MacGuffin, it's a thing that actually works in the episode, and it's like a tease to like some bad stuff that might be on the horizon. So I mean, basically, we have a good villain plot and a cool villain with the graphite knives. I love the graphite knives. And with the graphite knives, we have this, again, we give Wasabi something to do because he's, it's kind of like that idea I've been pitching for Spider-Man, for the MCU Spider-Man. Like if he came up against a villain who also had technology, they'd be geeking out over it during the fight. And we kind of have that here with Wasabi and Momokaze. It's like, tell me it's a graphite knife. Just tell me.
I love the idea of the graphene knives, too. Like, nice, so then you can't see him from a certain angle.
I know, it's fascinating, and I love it. That's
like the kind of creative stuff we're looking for in this kind of show.
My favorite thing about it, and it's not a missed opportunity because I think just thematically it works so well. The fact that we have this villain who has a knife gimmick, and we set up that Aunt Cass, when she enters into the underground cooking ring, she you win your opponent's knives. It's like as part of the ceremony, and that kind of builds up that she's going up against this knife-themed villain. And again, she defeats her. And while she doesn't get her knife, because obviously that'd be irresponsible and very dangerous, she, it's the fact that, we set up that she would defeat her, be up against somebody to kind of win the knives, as in win over the knife-themed villain. So it's good, like, thematic building there. Also, Gordon Ramsay had a look so appropriate. Gordon Ramsay played her rival, the blonde-haired. He even has a hair design.
Oh my god! Yes, that was wonderful.
Actually,
I love how we see both sides of Gordon Ramsay. We see like the abrasive, like your restaurant sucks, you donkey, and then you also see the oh my, I'm quite sorry. I'm actually a very wonderful person in real life, and I just want to be, I just want to apologize.
He's just kind of like this snob and a rival who kind of grows respect for Cass as it goes on.
It's almost like a mini Anton ego arc in a way.
In a way, I really would love to hear. I would love to hear Gordon Ramsay review Ratatouille. By the way, just a little. So I'd love to hear that.
Oh my
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh god, that would be a podcast. That would be such a good podcast.
Yeah, let's have Kevin Smith interview Gordon Ramsay just randomly.
Yes.
Let's
or
see.
even better, Bryan Cranston to tie it into the Breaking Bad reference. All right, Gordon, we're here to talk about one of my family's favorite, and Bryan Cranston is playing Walter White.
Okay, now we're just getting ridiculous.
Okay.
So let me see. So oh yeah, so it's the punch card. So the punch card. So Fred essentially now I love this, and it's hard to tell what they're going for. I mean, I love it if they're this smart and they're going about it like this. That Fred's father, he had basically Fred went on about how he had like this cutting edge facial recognition system that his father had in his lair, and basically it's an old punch card computer from the 70s, which essentially is like a giant almost incandescent tube powered computer system, like one of those giant old school things from the early 60s, but it's they use in the 70s.
I love this technology. It's so old school.
And again, it's based in reality. Like in the late 60s, early 70s, these things did exist, and that's how basically these were computers back in the day.
Dragon, I love even more that it's actually effective. It actually gets the job done.
Now, here's the thing. Here's a trippy thing I want to run by you, Tiki. So I wonder if Fred's father, if Boss Awesome's gimmick is that he is a hero who again has like a nostalgia about him in his presentation, and that this is actually a high-tech supercomputer, but it is designed to look like something from 72. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, logically, how in the heck would it be able to have any record of this recent criminal? But I wonder if maybe it's a modern computer made to look old-fashioned. I wonder. Either way, you're right, Tig. Either way, it's wonderful. It's delightful, and again, fleshing out the world of Boss Awesome.
The world needs more Boss Awesome.
Hell yeah!
So, I guess. Okay, one thing though, it's just for the longevity of the show. I guess we should mention it here because, again, for all we know, they could fix this next episode. You never know. Again, I'm really wondering if they're ever going to address like the secret identity of it all and kind of like find a way to, like Aunt Cass is still somewhat in the dark, and I still don't quite get that.
Yeah, that kind of bothered me. I agree with you. I mean, like
this episode is a one-off. It's fine because okay, we're just not there yet. But I wonder how long are they going to keep it up? Because I mean, she knows the man on the street, Alistair Cray. I know he's kind of a bon vivant, kind of rich guy, but he should be able to figure out that okay, Baymax, the same friendly robot the same exact characters who tied in the Callahan from the first movie. I should recognize these kids.
I'll say, yeah, technically they're not hiding Baymax from Kaz anymore either.
I know, yeah, but that's the thing. They're not hiding Baymax, and you think she put 2 and 2 together with the big Hero 6. And like other little mini gripe here, why is in the beginning Hero says he's going upstairs to the study? Why didn't you just say I'm going over to my friend's house to study? Well, I'll be there all night. That's the thing, like the secret.
Well, it's like he was panicking.
I mean, sure, exactly. I mean, you're right. That's why, in the moment, makes the decision. Sure. I'm going to say, longevity-wise, I hope that we don't spend too long just kind of doing this cloak and dagger stuff. It was kind of, at the very least, I wanted to let Aunt Cass into the thing. Because honestly, a few of these characters didn't get away with kind of their code names as is, like Go-Go. I mean, that's pretty much like her birth name is probably not Go-Go. It's just
I imagine it's Gloria or something.
No, I think they actually give us a name, or I feel like I can't remember what it is. The point is, something like Go-Go, Wasabi. Even Wasabi was a nickname, and Hero. The fun thing with Hero is that you could interpret it as a common name in San Francisco. It's like a hero, like it would be in Japan, and you could read it as Hero spelled Hero versus like what the actual spelling is, like Hiro. It's like hero. It's like if they acknowledge that, I'd accept it, but they need to. I can't.
Funnily enough, with the one that doesn't go by code name, Fred's the one that hides his appearance the most.
And again, he constantly takes off his mask, so everyone will be able to find out who he is. I mean, again, if they don't want to do that, that's fine. I just need him to address that. Okay, they're not worried about the secret identities or what, because again, they're still acting like it's a big deal. So I mean,
we even brought that up with the previous episode with Carmi.
I know, and again, I like that. Like they were addressing kind of the Clark Kent of why someone won't be able to figure it out, but they still, like, for longevity's sake, they got to like make an informed decision on it. That's all. Like, folks, if you want to roll that way, that's fine. Just acknowledge it. So anyway, so that's just for that's still where I'm at on the series. But I guess final thoughts on the episodes, guys. Unless you have anything else on Food Fight.
No, I just, as we said, it's just a really effective episode at building up the world, building up the Aunt Cass in particular. I think I like that this episode is one that the characters themselves, like the title characters, sit out for the most part, because for me, that gives the whole world kind of a chance to breathe and expand. And I think that's very healthy for a show like this. So I want to see more episodes like this in the future.
I agree with that too, but like I also want to say how impressive some of the fight choreography is in this. Like especially with the anti-gravity scene.
I love how that fight's staged. I love how again it's wrapped up with a bow on top in the best of ways. Where again, like all the stuff has been set up. It's all so well orchestrated. Where again, so the gravity, it turns on and turns off, and like we have the net at the ready. Like, why is there a net here? And of course, that's used. Cass gets her revenge with the net essentially, and turning the gravity off at the right moment. It's very well orchestrated. I guess for me, at the end of the day, out of these two, I love Food Fight a little bit more, but again, Bro-Tillion is still a step in the right direction. Just Food Fight just feels kind of perfect.
I mean, Bro-Tillion has Stan Lee. It's the first Stan Lee appearance on the show.
And it's great. It's just, Food Fight to me, I just feel it kind of feels perfect. It kind of takes me back to the years of Kim Possible in a way, like a side episode. I mean, I love it. It's we had a cool villain. It's a simple story. It's it's really cool, and I just want more episodes like this. So again, Food Fight really stole it for me with these two.
All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. The next episode is going to be. I'm sorry, Jacob. Do you have it?
Sorry, I'll pull it up.
No, I should have had it. I'm sorry. Okay, the next episode is going to be. Oh God, Murahara Woods. It's just I don't know how to pronounce it.
One second, let me. I have it in front of me here. So let me see if I can fair.
Murahara.
Yeah, you're right. Murahara.
Which that gets me excited because it must be a reference to Muir Woods.
Maybe.
Which Dragon, if you remember, that's where the speeder bike chase from Return of the Jedi was shot. That's also where I pitched the opening segment for my Indiana Jones 5 pitch.
Oh, it's called. Oh, I didn't know that was the name of the rip.
Yeah, Muir Woods.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the Murahara also, but yeah, okay. It's cool.
Okay, folks, so thank you so much for watching, and see you next week. We will also be returning for DuckTales very soon, so keep up with that, and we will see you all later.
Ba-la-la-la.
Ba-la-la-la. Binky, wait!